So much students for being so patient. I, Afsha Aziz, on behalf of Unibrijj, along with my colleague Nupur Anand, would like to welcome you all to the Student Engagement Program between Widener University, Pennsylvania, USA, and JC's Public School, Rudrapur, Uttarakhand. From the university, we have Mr. Kenneth Dunbar, who is working as Director of International Admissions, and he will be giving us an insight of the university. Widener University is known as the best value college in Pennsylvania. It is also known as a college with the best academics in Pennsylvania. And you would be amazed to know the employment rate once Mr. Dunbar will be giving a presentation and will be sharing each and everything about the university. From the school, we have Mr. Harendra, who's working in the capacity of principal. Good evening, Mr. Harendra. Welcome. We have Ms. Kanak, who's working as a senior coordinator, and we will be, Mr. Jitendra would be joining us soon. He's working as the IT head in the school. JC's public school is known as the Temple of Learning. It came into existence on 22nd July 1985 under the founder chairmanship of late Sri Lake Raj Gava. And the school has always been focusing on the holistic development of the children. And we would like to know a little bit more about the school from Mr. Harendra. And let me just guide the students. All the students, you are welcome to put your questions. You can write down your questions, and Mr. Dunbar will be giving answers to each and every question. Thank you so much for listening to me. Now, may I request Mr. Harendra to address the students and tell them the importance of this session. Over to you, Mr. Harendra. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Afsa. Let me, on behalf of JC's Public School, welcome Afsa Aziz, Nupur Anand, and Ken Dunbar to this school. And we thank you for having taken out time for coming here. About a school, it's a 35-year-old institution, and we have a very, very strong root in tradition. And globalization has impacted the entire country in many ways and the world in many ways, but we have still managed to kind of stick to our roots as well as take the benefits of a global environment. So that's something which is very, very outstanding about our school. Our children are very, very smart, very, very interesting, and very, very sharp. They always are very keen to learn new things, and that's something which I can vouch for. Though I have spent a little less time here, but I've been observing the children through this online environment, that is the Zoom classes and all of that. Our school is under the leadership of our General Secretary, she's Surjit Singh Grover, who is, I think, a real visionary and one of the main reasons which attracted me to come to this institution. And he keeps giving us many, many great ideas, and we are forever grateful to him for all the new ideas that he keeps giving us. So with that, let me welcome everybody, and children are requested to ask as many questions as they can. And the representatives will tell you about the Widener University and what are the courses, etc., that they offer there, and about admissions and life out there in general. And what is it that you would go through if you actually went to the university to study, or you decide to take up the course. And it'll also tell you a lot about what international education offers to you in the near future, in case you ever decide to go down that road. So with that, let me hand over the entire mic back to, I think, Ken. Are you going to be the one who will be addressing now?
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Right, thank you.
If I could become the co-host so I can share my screen.
Sure. Nupur, can you please do that?
Hello, everyone. My name is Ken Dunbar. I'm the Director of International Admission at Widener University. I'm going to share my screen with you so I can show you a presentation that gives you a lot of information regarding Widener. As mentioned, if you have questions, type them into the chat feature. And once I finish my presentation, I can answer questions. will have roughly 15 to 20 slides in a PowerPoint presentation. So sit back and relax, and you'll get some information, then we can have a question and answer. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I see some head shakes. So this is our international admission outreach presentation with your school. Again, this is Widener University. You can see a picture of the campus. This is a beautiful picture from a drone. We have a fleet of drones that fly around campus managed by our students, and this was one of the pictures that they captured on a beautiful day. You can see that it's very residential. Students live on the campus in the dormitories. Surrounding the area are residential homes, and we are close to the city of Philadelphia. If anyone is familiar with some major US cities, Philadelphia is one of the oldest, and it's the 6th largest city in the United States with a metro population of 6 million. So we have a 110-acre campus that's beautiful. The campus is a vibrant community that feels like a second family. We are a first-class institution, and we are only 20 minutes from the city center of Philadelphia. One of the reasons students are interested in Widener, especially international students, is because of the metropolitan location. As you can see on the map, we are just south of Philadelphia, and we are 2 hours from New York City, accessible by train, 2 hours from Washington, D.C. And you can see another picture of our campus, again, a beautiful setting, but the location is ideal. You have a private campus with access to one of the major US cities. In the left-hand bottom of the screen, you'll see the symbol for Campus Philly. Philly is a nickname for Philadelphia. People call the city of Philadelphia Philly. And Campus Philly is an independent organization that works with all of the universities in the greater Philadelphia area. There are 75 universities in Philadelphia, so we are a very young and vibrant city with lots of students. Campus Philly runs social programming in different parts of the city. So students from Widener have a chance to meet students from other Philadelphia universities at the same time getting to explore the vibrant city of Philadelphia. So we are a member of Campus Philly, beautiful location. We provide a great education with a great value. You'll be learning from top scholars and insiders in industry fields. These are experts in the field who have years of experience who will be teaching you as you prepare for your career. For every 13 students, we have one faculty member, so you get a lot of personal attention. And we have over 40 different majors to choose from, so it's a very diverse university. This is very unique in the United States that we don't specialize in just one area. We offer a variety of programming, business, science, engineering, all at the same university. So 40 different majors to choose from. So we offer an international education with a personal touch. Personal attention is an important factor at Widener. You can see some of the statistics in the gray box. If you look down to the bottom, you'll see that we have 7,000 students total. So we are a fairly big university in the United States, much bigger than most high schools that students come from. So even though we're bigger than your current school, you'll see that the average class size remains small. 25 students per class, 13-to-1 student-faculty ratio. We try to keep classes small, give our students personal attention. The majority of our faculty hold a doctorate or the highest degree in their field. So again, these are experts. We do not use teaching assistants. You will be taught by all full professors. Again, 7,000 students. The breakdown is 3,000 students getting their undergraduate or bachelor degree, which you do right after high school, and that's 4 years. We have another 4,000 students who are older and they're continuing their education at the graduate level or the master's degree level. So we offer both levels of education after secondary school, bachelor and then master's. 40 majors, 50 minors. So we are called a comprehensive research university. Lots of research happening, and comprehensive because we offer a variety of disciplines. We're broken up into 6 different colleges and schools. We have the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Health and Human Services, a School of Business Administration, we have a School of Engineering, we have a nursing school, and right now we have 2 law schools, the Commonwealth Law School at Widener, as well as the Delaware Law School. College of Arts and Sciences includes all of our science majors, biology, chemistry, physics, environmental science, computer science, as well as social sciences, humanities, and arts. So the College of Arts and Sciences is our largest and has multiple majors. College of Health and Human Services would include programs like education, if you want to be a teacher, social work, physical therapy, occupational therapy. So programs that work with humans, but not medical science. School of Business Administration offers accounting, finance, entrepreneurship, many different choices. The School of Engineering offers civil engineering, mechanical engineering, biomedical engineering, robotics engineering. So each of these schools and colleges has multiple options for the students. And students likely need to identify with one of these schools and colleges when they submit their application. If you know you want engineering, you apply to the School of Engineering at Widener University. If you want biology or physics or computer science, you apply to the College of Arts and Sciences. So this is the breakdown at Widener University. And to go into a little bit more depth, as mentioned, we have 40 different majors. Students can choose 1 or 2 majors. You can have 2 majors at the same time with no additional cost and no additional time. You can still finish in 4 years. The typical bachelor degree in the US is 4 years. You can also have a minor at the same time that you're studying a major. So students will have multiple choice, multiple combinations of academics going on at the same time. We also offer 15 accelerated programs. This is a 5-year program where you can earn both the bachelor, undergraduate degree, as well as the master's and graduate degree in 5 years. Business and engineering have these options. So in 5 years, you not only have a bachelor degree, but also a master's degree. And you can see the different degrees we offer: Bachelor of Art, Bachelor of Science, Master of Art, Master of Science, JD Law, as well as PhD. So you could stay at Widener for 4 years, get a bachelor degree and then leave, start your career. You could stay at Widener for 5 years, get both the bachelor and master's, or you could stay for 7 years and get bachelor all the way through law or PhD. And it's different for every student. Our most popular programs currently are engineering, business administration, computer science. We have a communications major that deals with radio, news, journalism, TV, and now social media. Nursing, social work, education, politics, international relations, psychology, which is considered both a social science and a hard science in the US. So students interested in biology, for example, might also be interested in psychology. We have law, and then biology and other research sciences. These are our top majors right now. For students who don't know what they want to study and you're still undecided, we have the Exploratory Studies major, which you can apply to. And basically that gives you 1 year at the university to choose your major. If you already know what you want to study, again, you would apply directly to one of these schools or colleges. If you are undecided, at the last point on the page, you apply to Exploratory Studies. So we have something for everyone. and you can jump right into your major of choice, or you can take 1 year in the Exploratory Studies program before you choose your major. For students interested in STEM majors, we do offer quite a few. And again, these majors would be in the School of Engineering, as well as the School of Arts and Sciences, and in some ways, one business degree as well. But all these majors count as STEM: biochemistry, biology, biomedical engineering, business analytics, because that's a technology business course, chemical engineering, chemistry, civil engineering, communications also, because it deals with technology, counts as a STEM. Computer science, we have an interesting major called computer information systems. We have a digital media informatics major, digital and social media becoming very popular. Environmental science, I ran out of room. The real name of that major is environmental science and sustainability. So sustainability is part of the environmental science major. Mathematics, mechanical engineering, nursing, physical therapy, physics. We offer pre-healthcare professions if students want to become medical doctors, and then robotics engineering. So that gives you an example of some STEM majors that we have. Quite a vibrant list of majors. Hard to pick just one. Research, we have a special research program I wanted to highlight called Summer Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities. CIRCA is the acronym. Students are paid to stay on campus during the summer and perform high-level research with support from faculty. There's a presentation and an award ceremony. So this is something students can do not just in the sciences, but in all of our majors. This is famous at Widener, the summer CIRCA research opportunity, something that students really like to do, and you get paid for that. So one of the terminologies we use at Widener is called being on the inside track. And what that means is we do two things for you, or we do many things for you, but two things we do at a really high level is, one, provide an enjoyable, safe campus experience where you're learning and enjoying your academics at a high level. And at the same time, we are preparing you for your future. We are getting you ready for your career. We are putting you on the inside track to future success. An example of how we do that, how do we put you on the inside track? We have what's called a 4-year co-op program. That stands for cooperative education. There are only maybe 25 or 30 universities in the US that offer the co-op. For our school, it's only offered in 3 majors: business, engineering, and computer science. And if you look at the grid at the bottom, what you'll see is the co-op allows students to alternate full-time periods of study with full-time periods of employment at a major company in Philadelphia. You're getting that real-world experience. You're becoming a young professional. You're getting paid for that work, and it's all arranged by Widener. So students in the co-op program would alternate study periods of being a full-time student with then full-time periods of employment like a young adult. And this gives you that real-world inside edge experience. Many of our students receive job offers from the companies where they do the co-op. You might have heard of the word internship. Every major has an internship, right? All 40 majors offer internship. Co-op is one level above that, and it's a pre-professional experience. Again, only in business, engineering, and computer science. But anyway, this is fantastic. This is famous. This is exciting. This gets you the young professional experience, and we offer this 4-year co-op. You can see on the left-hand side of the screen, we did a recent survey, and our students were doing research, internships, and co-ops 20% more than students from other universities. So this is a famous aspect of Widener University. Please remember the co-op. For example, at Boeing, it has an office in Philadelphia. and our students can do a co-op with Boeing, or Merck, famous engineering firm, to give you some examples. There's multiple Fortune 500 companies right in Philadelphia. We have connections with many of them. I see some questions coming in. I'm going to run through a few more slides. We're going to circle back to some questions. So please go ahead and type your questions in. So this inside track, putting students on the inside track, getting you ready for your career, seems to be working right now. You can see here that 94% of our most recent graduating class were fully employed or admitted to graduate school just 6 months after graduating from Widener. This is what we call success statistics. Also, you can see on the virtual sticky note, post-it note, the median salary for our most recent graduating class was, well, I guess we had a graduating class in 2020, but we still don't have that data. So the most recent class that we have data for being 2019, 60,000 US dollars per year is the amount of money that the average Widener graduate is earning at age 22 directly after college. So again, two things happening: becoming a lifelong learner, enjoying the academic environment, but also getting ready for your future. So this is one of our points of pride, something that we are proud of. You can see the lion in the background. That's our mascot. A group of lions is called the Pride. So we're the Widener Pride for our athletic teams. And we say points of pride, things that we're proud of. And our success statistics is a point of pride. So these are proven results. The internships, the co-ops, the research that we offer lets you begin your career before you graduate. You can see that 100% of our students who do the co-op program will still graduate in 4 years. And then 10 years later, when you're in your mid-career, or 15 years later, you know, in the mid-30s, the average salary jumps up to over $100,000 for the average Widener student, putting us in the top 18% in all of the United States for every university in terms of that statistic. So, if you know, this is proven results. This is a fact. Students are doing quite well after they graduate from Widener. That's because of the experience they have during their 4 years on campus. So some other points of pride and some rankings. These are some recognitions that Widener has received. The top left is actually now outdated. We've now jumped to the top 18%, as I just showed you, for mid-career salary, surveyed from 1,000 different universities. I usually cover up the top right part of the screen and I ask a question. I say, how many universities do you think are in the United States? And students typically don't guess 5,000. They guess 2,000, maybe 3,000. Quite a staggering number. In the United States, if you include 2-year and 4-year colleges and universities, there are over 4,700 choices for you as a high school student if you want to come to the US. That's a lot. This was done by Wall Street Journal, a reputable magazine and news source in the United States. They ranked Widener 252 out of the 4,756 universities. So a top ranking for sure. Best value college in the middle, 13th among best value colleges in Philadelphia. This is due to the scholarships that we give, and I'm going to mention the scholarships in an upcoming slide. We are also ranked top 10 in Philadelphia, and there are 75 different universities just in the city of Philadelphia. And we have a top 10 ranking. Number 1 would be UPenn. You might have heard of University of Pennsylvania. It's an Ivy League university. That's number 1. Drexel, Temple, some other schools in Philadelphia, Haverford, Swarthmore, Bryn Mawr, some famous places, but Widener's top 10. And then the last 2 rankings and recognitions, a company surveyed our students and asked them, how satisfied are you with the Widener experience? And 83% of our students answered that survey by saying Widener is meeting or exceeding our expectations. So that's our own students telling us that they are happy with their Widener experience. And then Newsweek magazine, another reputable news source in the United States, ranks Widener 19th in the country for community service opportunities. So our students also give back to the community by volunteering their time. There's a lot to do on a campus in the United States. It's residential, so students live and learn on the same campus. We have 80 different clubs and organizations separate from your academics. So every student has a major, and they're studying their major at a high level, and they're doing research, and they're doing co-op, and they're doing internships. Aside from that, there are 80 different clubs and organizations, religious groups, cultural groups, political groups, dance, music, visual art. You know, if you have a hobby, we have it probably. We also have many sports programs, 20 plus varsity sports and 15 plus intramural, American football, soccer, tennis and golf. We have a variety of opportunities. And then you can see that most students do live on campus. 85% or more of our students are residential. Things are different now with COVID-19. We're only 30% capacity in the dormitories, and most students are learning remotely online. I'm guessing the way you are, but we hope to be back to normal in the future. So just a few quick quotes from two of our students. One student says the personal connections here are unmatched. Another student says Widener has a nice home feel to it, especially important for international students who are coming from far away. The personal connections are strong. You'll feel part of a community. This will be a second home for you. And a good way for you to continue to learn about Widener is through social media. Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and YouTube. We post videos and updates every day on the social media, as well as our own website. And for students who want to come to the US, or students who aren't quite sure yet but are considering it, there's, again, 5,000 universities in the United States, and you can learn a lot about the experience by following the social media. So a few things to take in here. First, you can see that the average incoming freshman received $100,000 in merit-based scholarships. That's $25,000 per year over 4 years. The cost in the United States is very high, but these scholarships bring that down quite a bit. Visit virtually. We have a virtual visit page where you can take a virtual tour of our campus and watch videos. So I'll be sharing this with your school after, and you can go visit some of these websites. And any student who is serious about attending school in the US can send me their name and email address, and we can keep in touch with students through email and send information about scholarships and videos and other great information. So we have 3 slides left, and I know it's a lot of information, but this is important stuff to hear. You don't have to remember all of this. This can just spark some questions that you might have, and I think it gives you just some good information. So we have students who come from 25 different countries, including India. So one of the exciting parts of coming to the US is meeting people from all over the world. Increasing international student enrollment is a big deal at Widener. This is a key part of our future. So it's a good time to apply as an international student because you might be admitted and might get a scholarship to attend. International admission operates on a rolling basis. That means there really are no specific deadlines. The application that students submit went live in August, and we will accept applications all the way until June, and this is to arrive next August. So you can apply now, and this won't be till arrival until next August. And you have many months to complete your application. However, if you do complete the application, you do get your result in just 2 weeks after submission. So a rolling basis, apply, and then in 2 weeks you'll get your result, as well as your scholarship information. There are 2 intakes for international students. The traditional intake is in the fall, and that's the traditional beginning of the year. This was August 24th, was the first day of classes for our students. Typically, international students arrive a week before classes begin and have an international orientation, recover from jet lag, get used to their new environment, and then classes start 1 week later. The fall semester is 13 weeks, goes from mid-August until mid-December. There's then a 1-month vacation break from mid-December to mid-January, and then students return for spring semester or second semester, and that's another 13 weeks from mid-January until early May. In each time, fall semester and spring semester, students might take 4, maybe 5 classes. That's it, 4 classes at a time, so you can really focus and then have a new set of 4 classes for the second semester. So our application process is standard. If you're applying to the US, it's not different from any other university. So usually students apply to multiple universities in the United States, upwards of 10 sometimes, different universities, and your application process will be the same for all of those universities. It keeps it very easy for you. We ask for your school information. So you have your high school transcript that lists the courses you've taken and your results, recommendation letters from teachers. There's some standardized testing that students submit. And then you have a personal side of your application. You write an essay and you indicate your activities and your involvements outside of class. So it's a mix of the data, the academics, the testing, and then the personal side. You know, what else do you do? Who else are you as a person? It's nice, there's the academic side and the personal side of your application. The United States operates on a 4.0 academic scale, and you might hear about this as you apply, and you'll say, well, wait, my GPA, my grades are not on a 4.0 scale. You don't have to worry about anything. Once you submit the application and submit your high school transcript and your test scores, we do everything else. And we evaluate your transcript the way it's presented from your high school. In India terms, students who have 70, 80, 90s are competitive for admission. A, B, and C grades would make students competitive for admission. There's a really wide range there because, again, there's many different aspects of an application to the United States. In terms of testing, this year, because of COVID-19, SAT and ACT can be optional. You do not need to submit the SAT or ACT score to be admitted or to get a scholarship. So students like to hear that. But you will most likely need to take an English proficiency test, TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo, and those have online options. So you can have online options for those, meaning you don't have to go to a test center. So the total cost for a school like Widener's is maybe $60,000 US per year. But you can see the academic merit scholarships go as high as $30,000 per year, roughly half the cost. That's based on your academic strength, academics and testing. And then we have a variety of international scholarships that are additional on top of the merit scholarship. The first 2 are for specific curricula, but Global Development Scholarship, bringing international diversity to campus. The You Are Welcome Here Scholarship. We have a variety of specialty scholarships, honors, esports. If you're a gamer, we have an esports scholarship, music, community service, Just some examples. If you're admitted, we sponsor your F1 student visa for 5+ years, 4 years for your degree, and then between 1 and 3 years to work in the United States after you graduate. 3 years for STEM majors, 1 year for non-STEM majors. I'll skip the second point because that's for students who are already in the US. Third, international student services. We have an office dedicated to supporting you on our campus. They work exclusively with international students. Center for Global Engagement provides programming on campus to promote international issues, lectures, movies, country festivals, food festivals. It's just a way to provide programming to highlight international communities on our campus. Dormitories and food options are available to students during our break periods. You might not be able to return home, but you can stay during breaks. You can also work on campus. One of the little known facts is that in the United States, while you're maybe on scholarship to get your degree, you can have an hourly job on our campus and earn US dollars to have as spending money. Students can earn 8 to 10 US dollars per hour and work 8 to 10 hours per week. And that money goes all to you. You get a paycheck. And so that's a great way to save, to have social activities. And then religious and cultural accommodations are provided for students on a case-by-case basis. So we really handle the international students very well. So lots of information, but it's exciting. Coming to the United States is a big step to take. But as you can see, it's a very welcoming community. It's a very vibrant community. You're very much prepared for your future. You don't have to stay in the United States. You can go home to India after your 4 years at the university. In fact, most students do. They'll stay on campus for 3 or 4 years, or up to 7 years to get through the PhD, and then they can return to India. So it doesn't mean you have to stay here, but it's a great way to get your education and get prepared for your future. All right, so I'm taking a look at some questions. So one question is regarding English proficiency. As this slide indicated, down the bottom, TOEFL, IELTS, Duolingo. This is part of your application process. So you submit your application anytime now between August and June when you're in grade 12. And a component of the application is not only your high school transcript from your high school office, but your standardized testing. So this would need to be submitted along with your application. And these scores are required. If you don't have an 80 on the TOEFL, if you don't have a 6.5 on IELTS, and if you don't have a 105 on Duolingo, you are not eligible for admission to Widener. I know India speaks English, and your English is stronger compared to other international students, but India is not an exempt country from English proficiency. And again, these all have online options. You don't have to travel to a test center. SAT, ACT, not required.
Thank you, Ken, for answering that question. And the next question is, can we do BSc in Forestry or Wildlife Sciences from university?
You can. That would be part of environmental science and sustainability. So this is a great question because it brings me to a point I want to make. In the United States, at a university like Widener, there are so many different choices of major. These are just the STEM majors as mentioned. But on the right-hand column, number 2, you'll see environmental science and sustainability. So the title might not be exactly the same. The question was wildlife and forestry. Yes. So even though the title is not the same, those courses would be inside of the environmental science major.
Okay, thank you.
So I always tell students, if you don't see the exact title, it doesn't mean we don't have it. It just may be hidden in a different area. And again, for students who who maybe aren't interested in science, you know, there's going to be other choices as well, business and law. And the College of Arts and Sciences also has our humanities, social sciences, and performing arts and visual arts.
Thank you for that. One student wants to know the fee structure.
Okay, so fee structure is a complicated conversation, but here's how I explain that. On paper, the sticker price is shocking. It's very expensive. And I don't want that to deter you from looking at a place like Widener, because it is not always true. Many of our students pay considerably less than what we actually cost. So for example, the tuition is $47,000 per year, US. The other part of your cost is room and board, your dormitory room and all of your meals. That's another $15,000 per year. So if you include the tuition and room and board, it's over $60,000 per year. And again, that's a staggering figure. Some of you probably already knew this, but for others, it's a shock. But as you could see from the scholarship slide, you can get $30,000 taken right off that by being a good student. So if you have A's and B's, you know, 80s and 90s, and you do well on your standardized testing, there's a whole group of students who go from the $60,000 total cost down to $30,000 right away because they receive a presidential merit scholarship. These scholarships range from $18,000 up to $30,000. So someone who's not a top student but still a good student can still get $18,000 taken off from the total cost. So the fee structure, you've got your $47,000 tuition, $15,000 room and board, total of $63,000. And then you start deducting scholarships. So you can get your presidential merit, and then again, you can next see the international scholarships. Pretty much every international student gets 2 scholarships. They get a merit scholarship and an international, what we call an add-on scholarship. Those add-on scholarships go up to $6,000 per year. So again, the top student could get $30,000 presidential merit, another $6,000 on an international add-on. $36,000 to $40,000 will be the total, you know, scholarship. And right now, with being online, there's no room and board fees, so students aren't paying room and board. So scholarships are more advantageous right now. So it's a great question. It's a necessary question. It's just hard to answer because in reality, the cost to come to the United States is going to be different for everybody. Nobody pays the same amount. Everybody receives a different scholarship amount. And so here's my message is it's expensive on paper, but based on your scholarship, it's going to be a lot less expensive. And, you know, that's how it is. And what I tell students is you never know how much scholarship you receive until you apply, and the application's free. One of the benefits of applying to Widener, as you can see right in the middle, the application is free. In the United States, most universities charge $75 US simply to submit your application. And if you apply to 10 universities, that's $750 US, and you don't even know if you'll be admitted. So we don't do that. We don't charge an application fee. So why not take a chance? It's free, and you might get a top scholarship. In the past, we've had full tuition scholarships for international students. I don't know if we'll have that again this year, but for the top students, that's a $47,000 scholarship because that's full tuition. Then all you would have to pay is room and board and travel costs. You know, you have to get to Widener, so it's expensive on a plane ticket. But the other thing I want to mention is you can see the second to last bullet point, campus jobs, you can earn 70, 80 US dollars per week while being a college student. You know, your main focus is being a student and studying and getting your diploma. But again, you'll have extra money for spending money because you can have a campus job. And something else students forget, I'm just telling you ways to take away the cost. This co-op program, the semesters that you are working full-time, you're earning thousands of US dollars. Again, because you're an employee for a company, not a college student during that semester. So students can take that money and use it towards their tuition. So there's going to be different ways that you can make things less expensive for you. Another option is to stay in India for 2 years. You know, start at a university in India for a year or two, and then transfer to the United States and finish your degree. So the long answer to the question is it's expensive, but there's scholarships, there's ways to make it cheaper, and again, with the success statistics, it's worth the investment.
Thank you so much for that. And I really feel pride to be associated with Widener, because Widener has no application fee for the students. So that really saves a lot of money. The next question is from Astha Kushwaha. Is there any course for mass communication?
There is. So I put the slide back. There's two here. On the left column, third from last, we have a full communications major. So again, the title might not be exactly the same. And again, these are just the STEM fields. I want people to know that there are 40 different majors, but STEM, these are the 20 or so STEM majors. But if you're not seeing something you're interested in here, there's other choices as well. These are just the STEM majors. But communications, given that it deals with technology and sound engineering, is considered a STEM major. So the question was, digital mass communications would be in the communications major. And then in the right-hand column at the top, digital media. We also have the digital media informatics major.
Thank you. Mr. Dunbar, I would like to ask one question on behalf of the students, just to make it more clear to them. Do they need to apply for scholarships separately? Like, is there any separate form for scholarship, or the same application for the admission would work for scholarship?
Yeah, that's a great question. No, it's automatic consideration. So any student who submits the admission application is automatically considered for the scholarships. So there's no additional application. There's no additional action step that students need to take. Okay. The reason being is everything you've included in the application is what we use to determine your admissibility to the university and your scholarship. So again, there's 2 scholarships. For most students receive 2 scholarships. The first is the Presidential Merit, and that ranges from $18,000 up to $30,000. And then every international student gets one of the add-on scholarships. The most common is the third one, the Widener Global Development Scholarship. The majority of our international students receive that. And that's simply because you're bringing international diversity to our campus. You're helping us develop into a global institution. So you would get a combination of Presidential Merit, Global Development, for a total scholarship amount. The variety of specialty scholarships, these are invitation only. Again, you don't have to do anything, but if you're a very top student, you might be invited to our honors program, and the honors program has an additional scholarship with it. If you indicate on your application that you are a gamer and that you participate in esports, you will be contacted by the esports program and potentially given a scholarship. So you don't have to remember this because it's part of the application process. You can't miss this. When you complete the application, we ask you to list your activities and hobbies. What else do you do outside of class? what is something you do for fun. And if students list esports, they'll be contacted by the esports program, and there's a scholarship. Same with music. If your application indicates that you have participated in music in some capacity, the music professor will reach out to you to tell you about our music program and to tell you that there are some scholarship opportunities. And same with community service. If you have indicated somehow on your application that you have done community service and volunteer work already, the organization on campus gets that information and they will reach out to you. So it's important when you fill out your application to make sure you provide the details that we'll want to know. Who you are as a person, what you've done to spend your time. And again, it's an academic side and then kind of a personal side. But long answer to your question, no. There's really nothing else you need to do as a student to be considered for these scholarships. It'll happen automatically.
So it means that the students, if they have done something in a great achievement in their extracurricular activities, even in the performing arts, they have a good opportunity to get a wonderful scholarship at Widener.
Yes. So in esports and music and community service, those are three of the kind of specialty scholarships that we have.
Yeah.
It looks like, so someone asked about research opportunities. I just looked in the chat. Okay, that's a great question. So every single major offers research. People usually think it's just in the sciences, and that's not true. Every major in all of these different schools and colleges at Widener would offer research. Basically, there's two choices for research. One is student research and one is faculty research. So our professors are always doing research in their interest areas, and they always need student assistance. So you might be asked by a professor to join a research team and work on a project that's already underway. This is a faculty interest area, usually leading to a published article in a peer-reviewed journal, that the professor writes, and then you're part of the research team, so you technically get credit for that article. The other is student research. You might have a topic of interest that's very personal to you, and you can apply for research space on campus, and usually students get that. And then in the summer, we have this famous CIRCA program that stands for Summer Undergraduate Research and Creative Activities. This is a group of students who stay on our campus for the summer, and they are being paid to do research, which then is presented to the larger community with an award ceremony. This has been going on for many, many years. It's a famous part of Widener during the summer, and it's a fun way to spend your summer where you're not taking multiple classes like you do during the year, but you're just focusing on one research project, and usually it gets paid. So research happens naturally. All students will be doing research, and like I said here, you can see on the left, our students are 20% more likely to do research than students from other universities. So it looks like that's all the questions. So no pressure to ask any other questions. I know that's lots of information, but just to kind of sum everything up, Widener is one choice in the U.S. There's many, but this is a good choice. It's a great location. It's a beautiful campus. It's a vibrant community. We have proven results with success, and we have scholarships available to international students. So something I'll do moving forward is I can share some more information with the school. And I would ask that students who are interested in Widener go ahead and join our email list. This is really an essential part of the process. where it says visit virtually, widener.edu/visit. You go to that page and you can put in your name and